And down here, the bottom right-hand corner of the map, Ohana, we have our purple Protoss player, winner of the last 2 games in a row from the team Dream Team Gaming. It is Sickness. And his opponent here in the upper left-hand corner from ATN Type's partnership. From the Type side of that, it is ReaL, our orange Protoss.
And ReaL is just like, I'm going to pick a gigantic map so I don't get cannon rushed. That's just what I want right now.
It's a valuable point.
Yep,
And
so we're going to see a much. I think we're going to see a much longer PvP in this game.
Yes,
probably.
Sickness once again putting his pylon at the exact same place, right up at the front of his wall. That's what he did on Antigua Shipyard as well, and then put a forge down afterwards. But you know, some players will do that. You know, even if he's probably not planning to cannon rush again, but even if he was planning just to, he would have sent that probe out otherwise. If he's just planning to play a normal game, some players will throw their pylons up at the front still, though, because they want to make sure they know exactly when their opponent scouts them.
So, when will the gateways go down? I've got a feeling it's probably going to be a little bit later this game. Probably going to see 13 or something like that. Because, I mean, there's no real reason to worry about early aggression that much on this map.
Right.
Now, obviously, warp in cuts down the distance of running to nothing, right? But still, on bigger maps like this, a lot of players are inclined to expand rather than do something like that.
And the way PvP is going now, with more robotics facilities being added, more expansions, as you mentioned, it's the walk distance is starting to hold more importance in this particular mirror matchup. So, well, we'll see what path Sickness decides to go down. He is not gassed quite yet. He's actually saving up quite a few probes. So, once again, it's going to be an unconventional PvP build from him. Maybe just one gate expand, no gas. We'll find out here in just a bit.
Well, Sickness is a pretty unconventional guy, so this isn't too surprising here. He's one of those players that was really high on ladder, and for some reason it seems like the players that are always like big-time ladder players are also players that have a little bit more unique builds, too. It seems like they're trying to fake their opponents out a little bit more often for some reason.
And he decides to double gas right afterwards. His cybernetics core is well behind his opponent. And a gas steal on top of that. It's been a while since I've seen a gas steal in pro play. It used to happen almost every game. Still certainly very useful. Still something I use on ladder a lot, as it does force your opponent down a very specific set of builds.
Yeah, that's what he's trying to do. I mean, and he's also trying to get that real decent tech advantage, too, that comes along with this. His supply is a little bit lower. I don't know if he's quite been making probes as quickly. Yeah, they're both sitting on 19 right now, actually. Never mind, but there is one Zealot for Type.ReaL, and there is another gateway. Okay, so, you know, sometimes we see 2-gate robo expands in PvP. This could be a version of that, I suppose. You can defend against a 4-gate with it if your control is good. So that may be something Sickness is interested in doing.
All right, and he does have a probe inside of his opponent's base as well, and it's just kind of sitting there, and he just full-walled off this this entrance. So
very interesting.
Thinking there may be a possibility we'll see some counterplay here. Oh, unfortunately, this probe is going to get picked off. Is there any other forward probe on the map? No, there's not. He does cancel the pylon, though, to start letting things out.
You know, it's very bizarre. With 2 gas like that really quickly, you have a sort of you develop a theory that he's probably going to be doing some sort of teching build, but, you know, what is it going to be? He's getting the robo down right now, so he could still expand off of this, but it's really tough to call. I mean, obviously, I don't play Protoss myself, and this is kind of an unconventional build to begin with from Sickness.
Yeah, that's very true. So, I mean, there's a lot of things that are at his disposal now. With the robo down, he can decide to do basically a 3-mortal 2-gate a push or something like that and try and hurt the fact that he forced his opponent down this sort of a build. He saw exactly how many gateway units were attacking his assimilator, and that's what they were kind of weird units to be attacking that if he was still planning to follow this up with some super heavy aggression very quickly on. So, you know, I mean, he can suspect a Nexus is up, but maybe not necessarily. But still, I mean, he certainly has the potential to put on a lot of damage. It is going to be an observer, first of all. We'll see if a 3rd gate gets added.
Yeah, and the observer will be good to kind of see what's going on, obviously. But not a lot of big-time action yet in this PvP. Just kind of positioning, just kind of a little bit of posturing, saying, hey, man, I'm going to do things that make you think other things and try to fake you out a little bit. And the eternal battle, Stalker versus Stalker, which may not be that eternal once a second Stalker shows up.
No, but this is their second life. You know, much like cats, they have multiple lives.
That's
Unlike
true.
cats, they only have 2.
Oh,
they were
DTs.
Very nice job.
Yep.
And
DTs.
we do see Immortals coming up for both players now, and Immortals coming off of just one baser. Now, he does have enough to put up an expansion if he so desired, and there's no forward pylon down quite yet as well, so it looks like he's going to send out a probe now. I would assume to expand, although we could see something terribly different here. If he wants to put on pressure, though, this is just bizarre, weird timings from Sickness. He's making me confuzzled.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's kind of what happens. Ooh, a Warp Prism. I like this from Sickness. It is just going to be what appears to be a Warp Prism all in. Yeah, 3 more gateways. There it is.
But Real knows this is coming from 100 miles away, and he knows that the robotics facility is producing right now. He knows that there's some units out for his opponent, and he sees all 5 gateways. So
he should know, yeah.
Oh, yeah, and we'll see how he prepares for this. Is he putting up any additional production structures himself? No, actually just cranking out the attack units and making sure that he has vision over his army at the front.
Well, if he gets a lot of mortals, that's going to be really, really helpful for defending against something like that. So he is adding on 2 more gateways right now, going up to a total of 5 himself. And with that extra economy off of 2 bases, he's actually going to be in a pretty good spot to defend this.
Yes, he is. Better probe distribution and sitting on 4 more workers than his opponent, so his economy is more well-developed pretty much across the board. So we'll see how quickly he can take advantage of those additional gateways, though he'll need to use them very, very fast. Sickness just waiting for a couple of warp pins. Yeah, and it looks like it may go down here pretty quickly, and indeed it is. Goes down, and he stops the warp pins as well. And worse for Sickness is all of his units are trapped up at the top. They are going to die. The Immortal's going to fall as well. Boom, there's GG. Real ties things back up. It's 2-2.
Man, I mean, it was kind of a weird build from Sickness.